Alright, so if you're here watching this movie, it just means that you struggled on this part on the guru quiz. And I don't know, most kids don't, and maybe you just got one or two things backwards. But let's just make sure you have this chart, but we'll review it real quick. The relative number of particles per milliliter, that's the same thing as density, so these are going to be the same two answers. But we'll just go ahead and fill this out real quick. In a gas, there are very few particles in a milliliter. There is a lot of space. I don't know what it's widely probably, but alright, because if I draw a gas, the particles have a lot of space. If I was to draw a solid, the particles would be all right next to each other. So that's what we mean by lots of space between particles. The relative density, once again, these are the same questions, so we will say low. The speed of a particles, that's the same as their temp, which is also right down here. You might think, why is he being so redundant? It's because I want to make sure you know that these things do mean the same thing. So the relative speed of a particle in a gas is fast. And fast, as far as temperature concerns, that means high, as a high temperature. Then every time it's a liquid, the answer is medium of everything. If you will just memorize a liquid as medium, you will be fine on every test question. Alright, then a solid will be the opposite of the gas, so this would be high. There would be small space or little space between particles. The density would be high. The relative speed would be slow. And then our relative temperature would be low. Move me over here. Alright, so if you don't have this in your notes, please take your lab book out and go ahead and fill that in. Alright, so we will refer to this over and over, so turn there in your lab book. But let's see if we can answer these quiz questions. Whoops. So if I pull up the guru quiz, it is right here. So let's just go ahead and talk through this. Is the following a property of a solid, liquid, or a gas? So they're all this way. So we have a high temperature. The things that are the high temperatures are the gas. Alright, we have a low density. Low density also indicates a gas. Next, fast-moving particles. And I'm looking here every time. Fast-moving particles, that means a gas. Small number of particles per given volume. I didn't realize these are all in an order. That's embarrassing. But that's a gas. Large space between particles, big shocker. That's a gas. Next, small space between particles. So now there's very, very little space, and that we would call a solid. Alright, high density. That's our solid. Large number of particles in a given volume. That's the same thing as saying density. So we're going to say that's a solid. Can't believe I put these in order. Slow moving particles, solid, because that means they're cold or have a low temperature. Alright, then the rest of them are probably going to say medium. And all I do is read the word medium and I know it's a liquid. Medium density. Medium speed. Medium temperature. And then we're going to finish the quiz. And we have 100%. So don't overthink these. I will definitely shuffle them on the test. But don't overthink these. Just simply think of this table. And if you would, please try to memorize it. And I think that you'll be fine. Now, I'm going to ask a few questions. Go ahead and it'll just pop up on the side of this video. Answer those, and then you'll be done with this assignment for B time.